not as in depth as last time, dude. And then just catching up what happened like throughout the week and shit like that.
Okay. I think this will last 30 minutes.
You said that last time.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't look like as much as last time, but I think we'll have a lot to talk about still. So we'll see. Alright, you ready?
Ready for 30 minutes.
Alright. Welcome to Hot Couch Potato. My name is Brett,
Potato.
aka Boo Wop. I'm here with my man's Rick, aka Mobius1.
You mean a new perfect day?
Slash, yeah, Mobius1 slash everything in the book, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. I was thinking that for Hot Couch Potato, we should come up with a jingle. Some sort of jingle.
Yeah? You know how to play any instruments or anything, or do you just have something in your head?
No, like those commercials you see online, like call JG Wetworth 877 cash now, stuff like
Whoa,
that.
you remembered it, dude.
Dude, that's why jingles are very important. I think there's like a documentary on that stuff. And that's why people like to sing the song, then they remember the company, and that's how they get famous.
That's true. That's true. That's like marketing research, man. I took a couple semesters of marketing and what's it called? Market research in college, man.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of psychology and stuff that goes into that, you know.
Definitely.
It's all mental. It's not as simple as buying commercials or buying um billboards, you know what I mean? It's what you put on there and whether
Yeah.
people gravitate it, will remember it. That's a whole other subject though, man. That's something crazy. You have to be
But
kind
we
of psycho
definitely
to be
need to
good at
get
it.
that jingle going.
Yeah, yeah. You have any ideas?
Oh yeah, I was creating a little slogan. So if you're in a tornado and you're feeling greato, why not listen to Hot Couch Potato?
Dude, that is amazing actually. You just need to make a melody and we got it. You
Yeah,
practically made it already.
woo! We just need the instruments now for someone to play that
Dude,
for that.
just get a kazoo. That's the easiest instrument to play.
Oh yeah, we need a kazoo.
But you
And
just
then
need the melody. Once you get the melody down, something catchy, you know, like King Stallman Bail Bonds. Once you get a little melody like that, boom. Or Mossy Nissan, once you get a little melody, boom.
Yeah,
Because those words by itself
that
are
shit.
so catchy. But if you come with a catchy melody, even better, dude.
Yeah,
Even better.
blow people's mind.
So this is the week of, you know what? We haven't even dropped episode 0. I don't think we ever will. This is the week of the 29th, first week of June. How's, in fact, it's June 1st today. How's the week been for you, man?
It's been pretty hectic. I've been updating my resume, getting ready for the summer, and getting ready to party, especially for E3 coming up. What about you?
Oh, dude, yep. Countdown to E3. It's still on. It's still on. I think we're at 12 days. 12 days to E3 now.
Woo!
Anyways, the hype is palpable. I can feel it coming out of my ears at this point, dude. But
Dude, I've been downloading the app, looking up guides on how to even go to E3.
yep, yep.
So,
I know I sent you that one article too, right? About what to do if it's your first time, how to best maximize your time there.
oh yeah,
Okay,
definitely. I checked that out. Yeah.
good, good, good. Because I feel like that's gonna be our survival tips over there. I'm gonna buy a surgeon's mask too. I'm gonna look like an old Chinese lady on the subway, dude. I'm gonna be wearing that piece. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, you know what I mean? And
Dude,
nobody
you might
cared.
get checked out. Yeah, I
Nobody
don't
cared
know,
who
man.
I was before I put on the mask. You know what I'm saying? Just full on Bane. Well, yeah, dude. So that's been it. You just been grinding out, looking for money. What about 3 Day Weekend, man? You know anything cool to him?
Yeah, sleep. That's pretty much slept on that hot couch potato stuff. Yeah. What about you?
Awesome. Honestly, the same. Well, no. I went to a friend's baby shower, which is crazy because we're at an age where people are having baby showers now.
I know,
Um,
dude. You're going to baby showers?
yeah,
What?
crazy. It's crazy, right? So it's a cycle. So we go to debuts, kind of similar to Sweet 16s or quinceañeras, right? And
Mhm.
then we go to graduations, and then it's weddings, and then now it's baby showers. So it's this huge cycle of life
Oh
that
my
we're just going through right
God, you're
now, and
just
it's crazy.
reminding us
It's
how
crazy.
old we are,
It
dude.
that's gonna be a subject I think we talk about every week is how old we are and how old we're feeling.
Back in the day when we started Hot Couch Potatoes, I don't even know the pronounced name, but sure.
Hot pouch potatoes, dude. That should be the new name. Hot pouch potato.
I don't know. I'm talking crazy talk. So
But yeah, so it was actually a pretty busy weekend, which was horrible because it was a 3 day weekend, and I
yeah,
wanted it to last as long as possible. Um, one thing I did lays out on was Netflix. I just binged watch the show called Master of None. Highly recommend it, especially for us. It's about
Master of None. What is that
yeah,
about?
Master of None. It's about Aziz Ansari, the comedian, that Indian guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's about him going through life essentially, and I think it'll resonate a lot with you as it did with me because I think he's at a point in his life where we're about to be in the next 2 or 3 years, and it's good
Oh,
to
we
get
gotta wait 2 years now.
that hip insight. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, we could be going through that now. It's
Oh
subjective.
yeah,
It
sure.
it
Yep,
happens differently in everybody's life. So I think it's
yep.
good. I definitely think you should check it out, and it's not that hard to watch. It's I think 20 episodes, 10 episodes a season, and each episode's about 20 minutes long. So it's not bad. Not bad
What
at all.
is it like a documentary of like his entire life?
No, it's not a
Why do you
documentary. It's just he just plays this guy named Dev who is in New York and is
Oh,
just
it's an
living his life.
actual
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's an actual
series.
show. Yeah, it's an
Oh,
actual show.
okay.
But I think it's a little bit autobiographical. He's going through these problems in real life and he's satirizing them, so it's more relatable to people and it's
Hmm.
easier to get through. Yeah, I'm honestly, if you have some time, like I said, it's an easy watch. Go through and watch it, man. It's
My
it's great.
future autobiography. I have to watch
Your future
that.
autobiography, but it's a
Of
great
when
show.
I become successful with my great inventions and the ideas that we have.
Yeah, dude, and the challenges that come with making those. You know what I mean? As for example, fighting patents that might be related to your invention, making a business name, making a business bank account. Which brings me to another show called Silicon Valley, which is amazing too, which goes over all those problems. This guy
Oh
invents
wow.
an app that compresses files and makes them smaller sizes so they're easier to send. And you think it's easy just making your own company? No. Each episode is about a step in making your own company. And it's crazy just the stuff you don't think about. So,
Oh.
another hot pouch potato recommendation Silicon Valley, Master of None added to that list. But great shows all around. And that's the one
Yeah,
thing
that's
I really
great.
did. Um, but yeah, let's talk about goals real quick, man. I know we both had a chance to listen to our recording last week. And it's rough, isn't it? Isn't it a little bit cringy listening to yourself talk?
Yeah, just listening to an hour of myself talking, I was getting really annoyed with myself. I was like, dude, why do I sound like that? I sound like a little girl, like complaining about stuff and reminiscing and dragging out his sentences. And my vocabulary is very limited, so I
Yeah.
gotta work on that,
Are
or
you
at
just
least
are you nervous around me, dude? What's going on? You don't need to be nervous.
not nervous around you, man. Public speaking has not been my forte.
It's
And
nobody's.
English has not been my forte either, so it's really kind of tough for me to just start speaking normally or normally how I always do.
I feel you. I feel you. But this is great practice, is it not? I just
Yep,
butchered the
yeah.
word practice there, but I think it is.
I
It'll
remember
help you.
this one time I bombed it was like one of the classes closest to graduating to getting my bachelor's degree, and I like froze up in front of an audience and like couldn't find the words, and then I was looking down on my paper and my paper was like all mumbled up, so I was like really stuttering for a whole minute until like somebody came in and saved me, and I was like, dude, I hate public speaking from that point on.
Yeah, I hear you. I think the first time I really did do something related to public speaking was in high school,
Mhm.
and I had this nervous tick where my lip was just trembling, and I couldn't stop it, and it was affecting my speech and everything. And it was
Oh
involuntary,
wow.
man. It was just
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Um, but one thing I think a big tip for me that I just developed is You know the old phrase, fake it till you make it? You know
Yep.
what I mean? You're up there presenting something, the subject matter, it's whatever. You're presenting on it, so you're the authority on it. Just, even if it's BS, just own it. You know what I mean? You know what you're talking about. Nobody else knows what you're talking about, even if it doesn't make sense, and someone can call you out on it later. As long as you're up there doing your speech, you're good to go, dude.
See, that was the thing, like from our one of our last classes, because the school that I went to, basically every single class required you at the end of the class to present with a group of people in front of the entire class, and then our capstone was to present in front of are specialists of whatever bachelor's you're going through. So it was really hard for me at least to BS something. You know, I was like trying to make up stuff, and they would like always catch me making up stuff, and they would like throw out questions, and then that's where I think I started to realize I'm like, man, I am getting nervous with public speaking because they're gonna catch my BS. But you know, whatever the advice you gave earlier, it is true. You know, for people who don't really know too much about it but know a great deal of it, then yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could sell you, I don't know, man, a pink PlayStation if I made it sound cool. As long as you make it sound cool, you're golden. You know what I
Dude, it
mean?
already sounds cool enough. You just sold me right now. I have the money right now. We're ready to go.
But the reason I bring that up is I think I want to develop goals for us, man. You can develop your own. I'll give you an example for mine, at least for this this talk. I don't want to say the word like, just as a
Mm.
filler. I just
So
want to use it if I'm comparing something.
so what you're saying is every time you say the word like, you have to donate $1 to me?
No, okay, well, a quarter. How about a quarter?
Okay, okay. Not to me per se, but let's donate it to their future projects.
Okay, so I'll put a counter up. On the video, I'll put a little counter up, and we'll see how many times I say it throughout the next however long we talk, man.
So like is your phrase, your
Yeah,
catchphrase of the
but
day.
I can't use it. I can use it if I'm comparing something. I can say, well, this game is like that doesn't count. Because what?
Wait a minute,
No,
because
because what other
there's a
what?
lot of things that
I
that you
know,
can
but
compare.
but I'm saying it's not as if I'm going through and saying, well, that's however we use it. See, I can't even come up with an example because we would just say like
Like
unconsciously.
this, like
Exactly.
that. I
Yeah.
say dude, like, and you know.
So I'm gonna start small and just minimize my likes today.
All right. Gotcha,
You got you,
gotcha.
you got a goal you're thinking of, or you're just gonna just go through it
Uh,
and get another sample for yourself?
yeah, maybe I'll just follow along the lines of your stuff. So maybe my catchphrase of the day would be dude or you know.
Ooh, that's a good one too. That is a really
Dude
good one.
and you know. Okay. I'll donate a quarter.
Our talk is gonna be so awkward now since we're gonna
Dude,
be
like right
really
now I'm
thinking
already
about we're
stuttering
gonna
because
be
I'm
really thinking
thinking
about what we're
about
saying,
not saying that. What was my word again? Yeah,
dude,
see, I don't
and
even
just cut it
I
out.
don't even
Just cut it
know.
out.
It's really making me hard. See, I have to think now. I'm gonna have to think of exactly what I'm gonna say now.
It's gonna
'Cause-
be better. Just like how I, you know, ambush you with a um, what's that called? With the advice,
oh,
words of
oh yeah.
wisdom. Just like I
Oh,
ambush you
all
with
the
that,
time.
you'll train your
Every
brain.
time
You'll train your brain.
to be automated. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so after 15 minutes, we're actually gonna talk about video games now. What are you currently? Are you playing anything different, or what are you playing, man?
I haven't really been playing. See, now I'm thinking about those words now. But anyway, I haven't really been playing games. Except I just started Rune Factory a couple of days ago, and like oh, damn, I said it.
See, there you go. That's an example right there.
See.
But no, that's not yours. That's my goal. That's my goal. So you're good.
Okay, okay. Well, I donated a quarter right there, but it was that game that we were talking about in the previous episode of how you get to farm, fight, look for dungeons, just basically so you can save the world. But the premise for that one is you basically start with amnesia and you get dropped off in a village, and this prince is like a lazy piece of shit that he gives you all of his responsibilities onto you. So you must farm and you must please the townspeople and things like that. So that's basically the premise for that game, and so far it hasn't really been catching on to me, but I do like farming, so that's what's really sticking to me.
Okay.
Uh,
So that's what made you catch it was the farming aspect of it.
yeah, yeah, and that sort of doesn't really seem interesting as much as the other games like Harvest Moon or things like that.
But
But
you're giving it a chance. It's a
yeah,
genre you like, so you're
I
just trying
bought that
something new.
game, so I must beat that game.
Yeah. Give it some time at least, right? Right.
Yep.
I'm the same way with open world games we discussed last time. It's any open world I want to experience it. Rockstar is obviously the master at it. I just want to see if someone can present it in a different way that's cool too, you know.
Yeah.
So, and what type of game is this? Is it top down? Does it look like um, Harvest Moon? Does it look like Stardew Valley? What can you compare it to?
Ah, man, it's sort of in its own genre. It's top down, so you're in a third person view and you're basically farming. It's more of a like a Japanese RPG
Okay, okay.
sort of system.
It's
Sort of feels
pixel
like
art as well.
not really. It's a little up there in graphics, basically.
So between pixel art and let's say Ragnarok type art.
Yeah, I would say it's mostly Ragnarok in
Okay,
farm mode.
okay. So it looks anime.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. So do you ever is the goal to find out why you have amnesia or anything like that?
I have no idea that you start with amnesia, you get dropped off in the city, and you have to fix up the city with the using the prince's responsibilities. And once you're able to do that, then you bring in more people, more townsfolk, and you make the city more lively.
Okay.
And then you have the ability to date different girls from different areas, and I'm still trying to pick which one's going to be my future wifey. And the and there's a dragon basically in the middle of the castle, and everybody worships this dragon, but she has like a really girly voice, and that's the secret between you, the main character, and the dragon, is not to reveal that she has a girly voice.
Why does
So
she
I'm
only talk
guess
to you though?
she let it slip. I think I like
Uh,
snuck in and she started talking in a girly voice, but she has this like really strong, demeaning voice as her fake voice for all of her peasants.
this game is so rad. What's it called again?
A Rune Factory, I think I have four. Rune Factory 4, so
Rune
yep,
Factory 4. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. See,
Yeah.
leave it up to you to find the oddball games that end up being really good, you know? I think you were the
Yeah.
first one to find what was it, Undertale too. At least that I knew. And you told me
Yeah.
about it and it just blew up
Woo.
everywhere, man. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
crazy.
definitely. Yeah.
But I've been playing Assassin's Creed, man. That's not going to change for the next month. I'm still going to be playing Assassin's Creed, and I'm going to admit it, I'm getting a little bit burnt out on it.
Already, I knew it. I
There's
knew it.
only
You're
so
still on
much.
what?
I'm on
AC2 still,
no,
right?
I'm on Brotherhood. I'm on
Oh
Brotherhood
wow,
right
you're
now.
on Brotherhood already?
I'm on Brotherhood, and this one. So we talked about last time. There's improvements on every game.
Mhm.
This one, they definitely improved the graphics. I think it was easier for them because, as far as I know, you're just in Rome, right? You don't go back
Mhm.
to Florence or Venice or anything in Brotherhood, do you?
Maybe. I think near the end.
Okay.
I don't
Um,
remember.
everything looks a lot smoother, a lot brighter in the game. Um, of course, you have all your armor and powers in the beginning, and then something happens and you just lose everything, so you start all over. Pain in the ass, the worst. But you start over in Rome, and more with this one than the other ones, it's about rebuilding. You know, the Borgia, who are the main antagonists of the game, have these outposts throughout the city, and it's your job to go through and clear them out, burn them down, essentially. So you can get rid of
Oh,
the
that was
corruption
the
throughout the
one you have
city.
to, yeah, you have to clear out the city and then help
Yeah,
rebuild the city, and they'll be in your, um, you'll be in your favor. And I
exactly.
believe that game mostly focused on all of the extra assassins or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. You're mainly dealing with the Borgias. I
Mhm.
think in number two there was the Vespucci's, I want to say, and then there
What?
was I don't know. I think it was what
Are
the
you
hell was her
making up
name?
this stuff?
No, if it's not there, then that's in Grand Theft Auto. Vespucci Beach is Venice Beach in real life. Um,
Oh shit!
no, there was what were their names, man? I
Don't
forgot.
look at
But
me.
there's three or four different families that you assassinate in Assassin's Creed 2. In this one, I think you're just mainly concentrating on killing the Borgia, which is Cesare, Lucrezia, and then Rodrigo. I think is the dad. And the thing with him is he's the Pope right now. So what the hell? You're gonna end up killing the Pope by the end of this game? So
Ah, yeah, dude, I
I
totally don't remember.
I remember finishing this. I don't remember the story. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, if anything, that's what I'm excited about is furthering the story. But the only thing that sucks is I like completing everything. So I'm going through
If
getting
you're
all the
looking
viewpoints and all that.
after, yeah, if you're looking after going after the trophies, I think there's some trophies in the PvP.
Yeah, in that one, I'm not even gonna bother with those. Are the
Dude, but the
PvP?
PvP it was, well, back in the day it was really good because you can join a team of assassins and basically you blend in and you have to chase somebody, somebody's on your hit list, you have to go and kill that person while being chased by other assassins. And then I remember there was this one time I was chasing one of the assassins and I had three people on my tail, like three people were meant to kill me, and I went up to the person I was after, killed him, and then all three of them started chasing me. So we were like running away throughout the entire map, and then I managed to escape all of them, and then one of them turned into another hit list for me, and I ended up killing that guy. And oh man, it's a blast. You should
So
try out PvP if it's still like existing.
is it just a free for all or is it an
It's sort of
open
like a
free
free
roam?
for all. No,
And
well, basically each person you have a target. You have to go and assassinate that other player, and the player has the option. If he sees you, it'll spark like a runtime event. So you have to chase him down and assassinate him, or you can be sneaky, wait around the corner, blend into the crowd, hide in a haystack, and wait until your target comes near you, and then assassinate that person.
hmm,
But uh, on the flip side, you have a couple of other assassins chasing you as well. It could be from like one assassin to no assassins to like three or four assassins going after you. And you can tell too, like who is really walking up to you. Then you have an option to throw down like a smoke bomb or to punch them in the face, so you can be able to get away and get points. And that's how you get points is one, you escape the person who's after you, and two, you kill the person that you're going after. And it was really cool because everyone like really blended in well with the crowd, because the
hmm.
crowd generally looks like all of the players.
Yeah, they have the same costumes as the character you're playing. So there's a bunch of
Yeah.
people. If you're a jester, a bunch of people look like a jester. So you can't just kill anybody. And don't you lose points if you kill the wrong target?
Um, I don't remember if you lose points, but I think the other person gains points for not being able to not getting assassinated,
Okay.
technically.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do slightly remember the multiplayer a little bit. I honestly I believe it was from watching you play it. Um,
it's fun.
but this was a weird time I feel in video games when this came out with multiplayer.
Mhm.
Ultimately it was cool, but at the same time, Dead Space 2 had multiplayer, and that didn't fit in anywhere with me. I don't think. You ever try
Ooh,
that?
I haven't really tried Dead Space. That shit is too scary for me.
Yeah, I know.
I do
As much
not
of
like
a
playing scary games, or
Me
watching
neither. But
scary
as
movies.
much of a scaredy cat as I am, I love Dead Space.
You love
Um,
those thrills. Oh, you need to play Outlast 2
nope, nope,
and
nope, 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 nope. I'm not gonna play those. Those are a little bit too much. At least in
Resident
Dead
Evil
Space, I can
7.
kill something. You know what I'm saying? In Dead Space 2. But yeah, that was just weird where everybody wanted to get multiplayer up. You know, and that's why I don't think I ever messed with it because it just didn't fit with me. Assassin's Creed was always a story game. Same thing with Dead Space. That was always a story game for me. So there was no point for me to jump in multiplayer. But I think now, especially where there's multiplayer only games, I'm more inclined to try stuff out, see what the community's like and all that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think multiplayer games they can go pretty far with that stuff without having a real story.
mhm.
When I was playing PlayStation 3, I was playing Warhawk for a while. It was me, Danny, and I think Eric, and it was just nothing but multiplayer, and it was like only 4 maps or 4 or 5 maps, but it's just the way that everybody played differently, just like Overwatch. You don't expect the same people to play the same way,
Mhm.
so that's what makes it really fun. But it only can go so far without having a story,
Yeah.
so that's where the DLC comes in. And I said a lot, and I just realized that.
Putting that to the side, another argument would be Titanfall, the first one, right? That game was
Mhm.
hot off the presses when it came out. Twitch was loving it. That was selling out the rockers. A week later, people go, okay, I've prestiged 4 times. Cool. Now what? There wasn't that story really to give the world any life. There were two factions. They were fighting. That's all the developers felt like putting in the game. So that was what was in there. Or they just couldn't develop the story in time or something like that. Now, Titanfall 2 is one of the greats. It has a story with a robot companion, which I think I've heard steals the show. So there's something to be
Yeah,
said there. Something to be said there for
it,
sure.
yeah, definitely.
I
I,
think,
I got I gotta buy that game.
yeah,
Uh, Titanfall 2 at least.
yeah. That's similar to Destiny, I've heard. So maybe one of these
Is
days.
it?
As far
What?
as the movement, as far as I'm concerned, I know
Oh, okay.
some people that were really into Destiny jumped onto Titanfall 2 after a while, just because the movement was there, the double jumps and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
um, other than Assassin's Creed, I've been dabbling into Emily's Away again.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna
Dabbling
say
into
you're
Emily's
playing
Away.
that game. I'm already hurt by how many times I played that game, thinking there's gonna be a different ending, but nope. It's all generally the same thing. I
No,
get
it
hurt
is.
in the end, and I start reminiscing
No,
how old I am and
and
things I could have done in high school.
see, and that's what the crazy thing about that game is. I mean, if some people don't even classify it as a game, but it might even, I don't even think you can count it as a visual novel.
It's probably just role play.
And that's why I love stories so much, is because it's so simple. It's an AOL Instant Messenger box, and you're talking to a girl that you go to high school with, and then the story picks up every year, from your senior year to high school to your senior year of college, and just the experiences that happened in between your conversations, how your relationship changes with this person who's named Emily, right? Why am I
Mhm.
even questioning that? The game's called Emily's Away. So it follows your relationship with her through this pretty transitional period in your life. And it's so simple, but so good. I think part of it too is when you have to respond to her and type, not only do you have to choose what option you want to enter, but you actually have to type for the text to go through and then press enter to send it to her.
So it feels like you're actually
Exactly. And that's what
playing.
draws you
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean? So you
Yep.
can't just go through and choose, oh, option 2 and then just leave it. You have to go in, lean in into your keyboard, look at what you're typing, and then press enter, which makes it that much more immersive. It's a super effective game, and it did for you and I. We grew up in a certain generation. We're at the time were that old when we used that technology, and it just is a nostalgia bomb all over our faces, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody has
man.
their little profile with popular song lyrics from back in the day. As they
Die
get
Nameless
as
99.
they
What?
get older,
What?
oh, dang, we need to add that to the AKAs. Add that to the AKAs.
Oh
And then,
shit.
as they get older, the song lyrics get deeper and darker and things like that. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's a super good game for being the story. Only reason I'm playing that again, similar to Assassin's Creed, is because Emily is Away 2 came out. Um,
So is this like the same girl,
no,
just different route or something
it's a
like that?
completely different story actually.
Oh,
I
really?
think the girl's name is just Emily again. Um,
What?
because from what I've seen, and someone was streaming it, and I was gonna watch the whole thing, and I go, no, I can't watch this. I have to experience it for myself. I have to just get myself away from that window.
Yeah, yeah.
But in this one, I guess you're talking to two different girls. So there's a lot more choices. The fact that so Emily's Away is a free game on Steam. You can download it right now and play it. I've sunk in 4 or 5 hours into this simple ass game. Emily is
Wow.
Away too actually costs $5. So the fact that you have to pay for it means there's a lot more added. And there is. The little bit I saw, you are talking to more than one person, and now when you are talking to two separate people at a time, there's a timer bar on how long you have to respond before the person gets mad at you or goes away, essentially, in their AOL
So
Instant
if you
Messenger.
don't make a decision, technically you default to, I don't know, that person going away?
Yeah, or if you're so busy talking to one person and you neglect the other, they end up going away and that
What? Can
storyline
you talk
dies
to
or
both of
something.
these girls?
I think if you're fast, you definitely can.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't think
All
it's
right.
impossible, but you won't have time to think about your options, the meaning that you want to put into the answers. Um, with Emily is Away, there really is one ending. You could go about the story maybe 3 or 4 different ways, but the ending's the same, and it's so crushing how it happens. During your last
I'm
talk,
already feeling hurt right
during your
now,
last talk with
bro.
Emily, you know what I mean, and just the missed opportunities you want to talk about, and you spoiler alert, you make the choice to address those missed opportunities, and the person you start typing it, and it gets deleted and asks a superficial question. For example, how was your day? Instead of can we talk about us or something like that, and
I already know where it's
it just
going.
wrenches your heart. You know what I mean?
I already know where this is
So the second
going.
one, there's a lot more depth, a lot more characters involved. We'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited to play it. I got 250 in my Steam wallet right now, so I'm gonna buy this game this weekend and just eat some popcorn and some bonbons and just play through it, man.
Hey, but is it gonna have multiple endings, or is it gonna be all
It,
catered to
I
this,
can't
that single
see
ending again?
if it does. Then there's gonna be a bunch of different ways in between the story on how to get there.
Hmm.
I don't see that happening as there's two different people you're talking to, as I mentioned. So there are at least two different endings. One you end up with one person, one you end up with another. Maybe one you don't end up with either of them.
I just
So,
want a happy ending.
but that's life, man. That's life. At least
I want that Disney happy ending, man. When you wake up, you're with the princess, life is good.
then play then play Mario Bros. It's that's
No,
that
that's why I
simple.
play Rune Factory. I gotta get my
Play
waifu
Rune
and to be
Factory.
happy. And I have a feeling that Dragon is gonna turn into a girl, so who knows?
So I mean, again, that's one thing that draws me into games is the story. Stories making you feel some type of way. I generally like it more, even if that type of way is bad. I appreciate it that much more that they took me on this journey to where I thought I was gonna be happy at the end of it, and I'm not happy.
I
So
don't
that's
like games
crazy.
touching my soul.
No, that's so good though. It's so good. Just Last of Us. Last of Us is in a similar
Yeah, that
fashion.
one really touched my
That one is
soul. I
crazy, and
don't
it's
know,
so
man.
critically acclaimed because the ending is so good and the story is so good.
Oh,
Do you?
especially the DLC too. I
Yeah.
like how it like just integrated and enhanced the storyline for the first game too. So,
Yeah. But do you see that game ending any other way though?
uh, I thought it was gonna give you the choice to end where you actually let her die.
Uh huh.
Oops, spoiler alert. But
Nah, it's okay. Dude, that game's been out years, so we're okay. I think in the spoiler department there.
yeah, so I'm guessing the second one is gonna have a straight path as well. But hopefully, it's still gonna be affecting all of our feels and touching
Yeah.
my soul and giving me a kiss on the cheek.
I think
But
the biggest choice they gave you in that game was whether you wanted to murder the doctors at the end, you know, before you picked up Ellie.
yeah,
I shot
yeah. Did
every
you
single one of
actually
them.
you killed them?
Yeah,
Oh
man.
wow!
Well,
I
you
think
have
I
to.
just left them. Oh
You,
no, wait, you have to
you have
kill
to
them.
kill one, the one that's holding the knife. to you, I think you have to kill him. I haven't seen. I think I've seen a video where he kills Joel because you wait too long or you get too close to him. So I think I've seen that video. But
Hmm.
I was pissed. I just ran through an entire army of fireflies. I was killing somebody, man.
Yeah.
Killing somebody. So
Well, I wonder what the premise of number two is going to be about. You know, I
we
have a
can only
feeling it's
speculate.
going to be what was Ellie's best friend?
Oh, I forgot, dude. I played through the DLC too. I forgot. I
I
don't
have
know.
a feeling she's going to be in it. She's going to be grown up. She's going to be leader of the
No,
Fireflies.
she's dead, dude.
No, she's pretend dead. They
What?
revived her somehow.
She
She's grown
obviously.
up, pretend dead,
But
and
Ellie even saw her turn.
she's pretend dead. They
Okay.
revived her
Okay.
somehow.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong.
You know, what if they had a cure for all of the diseases and they gave it to her somehow? I don't know.
I really can't say you're wrong because wilder shit has happened. Wilder shit has happened.
Yeah, she's dead, but my mind would be blown if she's alive though.
Yeah, that would be great. That would blow my mind too. So that's been us the past week. What we've been doing, what we've been playing. Now on to our weekly topic that we teased to a little bit last time. The
Oh
most
shit.
difficult thing we've experienced in video games. I know you're gonna have a lot because as a Demon Souls, Dark Souls player
How'd you know?
slash
How did you
Bloodborne
know?
player, I
How
know
did
you're
you
gonna have a
know?
lot. So I just have a few. Let me run through mine, and then you can go on to your just throwing your controller at your screen.
You basically listed mine.
But not the specific events, not the
Alright,
specific
yeah,
fights.
yeah. Actually,
So
might be something else. Right?
I have a few. I have a few, and they go back. They go back a while, even to when I was a little kid. So the first one I'm gonna bring up is any water level in any video game
What?
makes my
Like
palms
Zelda
sweat.
or like Mega Man or something?
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Oh
there's levels
god.
where you have to go underwater,
Water and get the
and if
bubble.
you're in there too long, it'll play this song that scared me so much when I was a kid. I remember my older cousin was playing. He was in the water too long, and he was obviously gonna make it out, but the music scared me so much I turned off the TV, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. It's
that was
because
the
of the song?
most. The song, yeah, it's so nerve wracking. I'll grab a clip of it and put it in here right
No,
now.
that's alright.
No,
You're
I'm gonna
gonna
no,
traumatize me some more. Nah, I think I remember.
no.
I
I
think I
mean,
remember.
in the edit, I'm gonna put it in
Oh, okay.
right
Okay.
here. So that was a crazy song,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
that would just make me sweat, you know. And I would, whenever there's a water level, I would feel the same thing. Whether it's in Mario, whether it's in, most recently I played Shovel Knight, and there's a water stage. Oh, I'm just getting flashbacks. You know what I mean? It's just the worst.
Think we're one in your memories,
E-
traumatized a
yeah,
little bit.
any
PS.
water level in any side scroller, I'm sweating already just thinking about it. The worst. That's the hardest thing I went through just because it was so traumatizing for me. After that, we're still staying, Sega Genesis type era. The Disney games, whether it's Lion King or Aladdin, there's always that auto scrolling stage where you have to dodge stuff. In Aladdin, it was Magic Carpet getting out of the Cave of Wonders. That was crazy. And in Lion
Is that
King,
like on the second level or something?
no, it's a while into the game. It's definitely a
Oh,
while into the game.
yeah,
It-
I couldn't pass the second level.
Dude, get an emulator and just go through that thing with
Nah, man, that stuff is
invincibility.
hard.
So,
Yeah, man, old games are pretty hard. So.
no, so similar to how you guys had your days where you would play Onimusha without a memory card, that was
Ooh.
my cousins and I playing Aladdin, and trying to finish it. We beat the game. In fact, Jafar is still one of the hardest. When he goes into his genie form, is the worst fight ever. But harder than that is definitely the Magic Carpet ride outside the Cave of Wonders. You're dodging
Oh,
this
new world.
wave of lava. You're dodging these falling rocks from everywhere, man. Ridiculous. And then in the Lion King, the wildebeest level, R.I.P. Mufasa, when he goes down and Simba is just running from the wildebeest. That level is crazy too, because you have to dodge tree stumps and rocks, and if you hit three, I think you just get run over. So that was I'm sweating thinking about that right now too, actually.
Dude, all of the games you listed were actually all old school games.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're starting in the back. We're gonna bring it back. We're
Old
gonna bring
school
it back up
games
now.
was pretty challenging back in the day.
Yeah, just due to the fact that if you couldn't beat it, too bad. There wasn't any
Yeah.
saves or anything like that. If you ran
You
out of
only had three
lives, you
lives.
started
Yep.
over. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Okay.
just due to the fact of those old mechanics, it's what made it hard. You know, well, I mean, those level designs themselves were hard too. Um, now that I'm thinking about it, you played The Lion King, right? On Sega
Yeah.
or Super Nintendo. Remember
I
that
couldn't
level?
get past the first level.
Really?
Dude, that stuff was pretty hard.
There was this one. So the level with the giraffes. You don't even remember that?
Vaguely. Don't you have to jump on each other? I don't know. I don't
You have to
remember.
jump or you have to growl or roar at these monkeys and make them face in a certain direction and make them throw you in the right pattern so you get across the
Uh,
stage. That was crazy too. That was a thing in
we gotta
itself.
play that sometime then.
Yeah, man. We actually do. We should play that one time.
Yeah.
Um, so that's all my OG stuff. The fact that I remember it to this day and it makes me sweat speaks volumes, I think. Um, After that, we're gonna jump into Dark Souls. The Capra Demon is the worst.
Which demon was that? Was that like the first
That's the one
demon?
with the no. It's maybe the fourth boss you fight, and it's the one where there's two dogs too, and you have to go up the stairs. The only way to beat him is to cheese him. If you're new, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it was the first demon. Well, not really the first demon, but if you go back to that area and you have to jump down.
No, well, where he's at is a dead end. I think when you beat him, you get the key to the sewers or something like that. Um, but
What's the name? Capricorn?
Capra Demon.
Capra demon.
Yeah, I live streamed this, and I think I went from 20 to 180 deaths fighting him, man.
What?
I
Oh,
think it
I
was
think I remember you were showing me that you were
for
dying.
3 or 4 hours I was fighting this thing. It was so bad, man. My spirit was broken, and I beat him, of course, by cheesing him, man. By doing a down slash off the top rope, and it didn't kill him, so I had to run back and do it again. Almost died like twice because I said like, oh, that was the first one I think. Almost died with
Do
this.
not review this footage because I've been saying like and like the entire
We have to.
time.
We have to be. We have to be. We set these goals. We have to be accountable. So yeah, the only way I beat him was cheesing him. It was the worst, man. I think someone was really watching me the entire time. The whole 3 hours I was fighting this guy too. Halfway through it, even he goes, "I think you should restart, man." And I go, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna restart. I'm not gonna go remake my character, fight all these bosses again. I'm doing this." So stubborn, and I did end up beating him, but just the
Oh,
amount of
it's the
time.
guys with the two swords
Yeah,
with the stairs on the left side, and
yeah,
then the dogs come after you too.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
The worst boss fight
Oh
in Dark
man,
Souls.
actually, yeah, he was pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Another one, next hardest one for me was the Dancer of Boreal Valley in Dark Souls 3. I don't think you've fought him yet. Have you played that one?
Not Dark Souls 3 yet. No.
Okay, so I won't go too in depth with that. I think that's a pretty well known boss that just sucks. The hardest thing I've ever done in any video game ever, is beating Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Harder
What?
than any Dark Souls game, harder than Bloodborne, anything
No
was
way.
Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that
Kingdom Hearts the first game?
yes, that
All
one
right,
on
I gotta play Kingdom Hearts the
that
first
that
game.
one-on-one fight against Sephiroth is insane. It's
Wasn't he
insane.
like a side boss or something like
Yeah,
that?
totally optional. I don't even think you really get anything from beating him. Just the whole thing is his sword reaches halfway across the fighting area. He has these AoE attacks that just take up the whole fighting area. He has this dash slash that goes through, and you have to press square to block it at the right time. He
Oh
has,
wow.
I think, 6 or 7 health bars, and even if you hit him, his health bar doesn't go down until maybe the sixth time you hit him, then it actually starts going down. And even when it does, it goes slowly. It's horrible. The strategy you have to use is there's specific moves that make you invincible while you're doing them. You have to do those moves just so that you don't get
You
hit
have
by
to use
anything.
your frame rates of like rolling or something like that in order
Exactly.
to. Wow.
Exactly. It's horrible.
OB crap.
And the I beat him without the ultimate weapon. The ultimate weapon, you could build weapons in Kingdom Hearts. In that one, there was a ingredient that you got by juggling an enemy in the air. A
Uh-huh.
certain amount. So you had to hit him. He would jump up in the air. Then you had to not let him touch the ground. And as long as you kept him up, you would get this ingredient. It's comparable to Tidus's ultimate weapon in Final Fantasy. What is that? Final Fantasy 10, where you
And
have to
yep.
dodge the lightning. It's similar to that. There's just too much timing. If you mess up, it sucks to start over. So I never got the ultimate weapon. So I had that against me, and the fact that the fight is so hard, anyways, is really mad. I implore you to try it out. Do you have that game or something?
No, I keep getting stuck in the well environment.
Oh,
The
okay.
Moby Dick area.
Well, you haven't been to the
Right after.
Coliseum, the Hercules?
No, no,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah, man. Once you get to Hercules, I think you have to beat a few more levels, but then you can go back and fight Sephiroth 101. That fight sucks. That
Maybe
fight
we
is
should
the
stream
hardest.
Kingdom Hearts.
Maybe. I have a feeling it's gonna be different if you play remastered. It's gonna be a little bit different, so it might not have the same effect. But I'm down
Little
to.
easier.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm definitely down to try it. I'm definitely down to try it. Um. So yeah, that was my list. I think it was a good mixture, and the things that scarred me for life back in the day, pretty evident there. So what are yours?
um. Okay, so my first one is a Nintendo game. Have you heard of Silkworm?
No.
So basically, you're a jeep and a helicopter, and you go through, I believe, 9 levels fighting just random jeeps, random helicopters, jets, and you're fighting an army. And you go through the level, you get power ups, and this entire time that I've had the Nintendo system, we've never beaten the Nintendo system. It took us about until we were grown ups to go back, sit down with the game, and finally beat the level. And we were like 10 years later. We had to wait 10 years in order to beat that game. So that was Silkworm. Um, for the current games, the current generation games, on PlayStation 3, there's Killzone 2, and I think it was on Elite mode. And you're near the final battle. You go on this bridge, and you're flanked by infinite amount of soldiers shooting at you, and they have infinite amount of bullets, and one of those bullets can kill you. So you had to have a very good cover. You had to be good at sneaking by, and you had to be good at killing these people. And by the way, your gun, when you shoot one, at least one of the soldiers, it takes like 10 bullets of your bullets to kill one guy, and then another one would spawn. So so basically that was the hardest game I think the hardest scene I've ever played. Um,
And this was
the next,
the last boss of that game. You were just basically playing Halo on Legendary mode or something. You just put it on the
yeah,
hardest,
it
at the
was
last
the
level.
hardest mode, and my pride at the time was I've never faced a game where I haven't beaten besides Silkworm, but we beat it. But I have never encountered a game where I couldn't beat. So my pride was on the line, and I spent I think almost 60 hours on that one scene just trying to beat that. And
60?
I, yeah, 60 hours. I spent so much time thinking of many different strategies and different ways to kill these guys, to kill them one by one, to kill them in a group, if possible. So I tried throwing a grenade at a group, and it didn't phase any of them. And nobody was killed. They just looked at it, and they all like started firing at me. And I was technically out of bullets. So um, then that's where I got advice from our friend Danny. He just said just run past everybody, and which I did. And then that's how I got past the level. It was
Uh,
not to fight. It was actually to just run away from the entire army, you
yeah.
know.
Just speed run it, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was that game. The next game is the one that traumatized me. Well, actually, let's take a step back. So, one of the old games on PlayStation, the game I wanted you to play is Xenogears, and
Oh, okay,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
game, oh my god, that game was super fun. It just had so many different stories mixed in. It had so many different conspiracies. You have so many protagonists. You got love, romance. You got drama, and all types of just everything mixed in.
So
Um,
the reason you sounding awkward is because you don't want to spoil it for me, right? You're like really
yes, it's
brushing
hard
broadly over this.
not to purposely, select any of these scenes because
I feel
I
you though.
want you to play this game.
I feel
This
you, and
game
I
is
will. Honestly, one of these days I'm gonna play it, man. I still have it
yeah,
in my PlayStation 3.
yeah. This game is really my favorite game of all time. Um, but there's this one scene. A little bit spoiler. There's this one scene that you have to go into sewers and you don't realize it, but you're trying to escape. You're in prison and you're trying to escape through the sewer system, but you don't realize that you're being stalked by a monster, and it's called the Bloody Monster or something like that. And basically, people go missing in the sewer, and you hear stories that people who try to escape they never come back alive, and it was true. So you go through the sewer and you keep going deeper and deeper, but you see all the like the bloodiest scenes you've ever seen just scattered all over everywhere. And these are the deaths of all these people that try to escape. So you don't really encounter the monster until when you are nearly on the verge of escaping, you encounter him and he makes this really loud scream. At that point, I think I turned off the game. I was like super scared. I did not play the game for like 2 months. Uh,
What?
yeah, I was just really scared. I had to get my cousin to come in and just sit and watch, play with me. And at this time, I was only like maybe 12 or
Oh
14. I
shit.
don't remember, but it was pretty scary. After that, we ended up beating him. He was really really tough too to beat, and then, yeah, you beat the game and all that. The next game that traumatized me some more is Demon Souls, which led up to Dark Souls. This was the bread and butter. This was the foundation of a fucking hard game. Um, at the time, you're used to being catered to playing games on normal mode, and when you save, you go back to the save point. Nah, nah, nah. This game, you have your souls, which is your currency. So whatever monsters you kill, you get souls, which you
Hmm.
exchange for better weapons and whatnot, leveling up. But if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning of where you start, and you lose all of your souls if you do not pick up your souls. I think it was called Blood or something like that.
In the
And
first Dark Souls or in the first Demon
yeah,
Souls? Oh,
it
okay.
was like blood or I don't remember. It
Because
was some
it's blood
soul
and
crystal.
Bloodborne for sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay then. Yeah, I guess it was souls since. But and what sucks was if you were human, in a human form, because you normally spawn as a phantom form. If you're human and you die, the world gets darker. Does that happen in Dark Souls 3?
If it does, I'd never noticed because I always played as a phantom or undead, whatever it is in Dark Souls 3.
Okay, so in Dark Demon Souls, when you die as a human, your world becomes darker. They call it darker or whatnot. Well, actually, it does become darker, but the more darker it gets, when you max out darkness, the enemies get harder. There's more spawns, and then red phantoms start spawning. Not PvPers, but just regular NPC red phantoms, and they usually like one hit kill you. And so that was pretty brutal. So it's like if you suck, they don't, forgive you. They just make it harder and punish you and say you got to get good.
That sucks. So the more you
Yeah.
die, the harder. How do you reverse the
So
darkness?
the reverse, you have to beat the game. I think you have to beat the game in human form, but I mean not the game, the level. You have to go through the level, beat the boss, and then I think it goes back up one. And
Oh
each time
wow.
do it, it goes back up one to where the world is wider. And it goes up 4 times or 5 times. I don't remember, but it goes up so many times that the loot becomes better, the enemies become weaker, lesser enemies, and better stuff. But if you go in the reverse, the all of the enemies become stronger, the loots get better definitely, but you definitely have a higher risk of losing your souls, and you barely can make it to the end of the level.
Hmm.
And it took me so long. I bet you it took everybody so long just to even beat the first level. The first level, I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat the game. It's like, nah, that is just world one. You got fucking 5 more worlds to go.
Oh my God.
And what made it worse too is when you're in human form. I think this is for all the other Dark Souls games, but you get invaded by players,
Hmm.
and what my cousin would do is, since he doesn't like to play PvP, he would disconnect the internet so he doesn't get invaded. But I have so much pride, so I had to leave my internet connected and praying that no one would invade me. But I was getting invaded a lot. And, in PvP, you would expect people to have a 1v1 honor system. Like, you would fight normally, bow, and stuff like that. No, when you get invaded, these motherfuckers hide in the corner, they hide behind walls, and they wait until you get close to your destination, and then they try to wreck you just so, you can feel the bitterness and the salt um, from your tears and stuff like that. So when people started invading me, I gave up the honor system. I said, "Fuck this," it's my turn. So I would normally hide behind a wall next to a giant hole, and I would just wait for them to come, and I would God's wrath them, which blasts them off their feet into the hole. And I would do this so many times. And then Danny, that next thing you know, Danny joined, started playing the game too, and he had a spear that would break people's armor. And I remember this one time, it was me and Danny going through a world, and this guy was like a heavy PvPer, and he broke all of his armor to the point where his damage was only doing like 1 damage to any of us
Oh
with
God.
his weapons equipped.
Uh-huh.
So we broke all of his armor to the point where he just had a bow left, and he was like really discouraged. He didn't even want to fight us no more. He just went through the entire level helping us kill all of the monsters just so we wouldn't kill him. So he broke off all of his armor, and he was in his underwear basically with the bow and arrow. And that was a good time that I remember. Leading up to Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, it's just Demon Souls traumatized me so much that Dark Souls made it even worse. So,
But isn't the
you know,
complaint that Dark Souls is a lot easier than Demon Souls?
well, the thing is, yeah, it is easier, but it's still traumatizing. You gotta mentally prepare yourself. I remember I would always sweat before starting up Dark Souls because I knew that I was gonna get wrecked, and if I didn't level up, I would lose all my souls because I would be getting wrecked by the enemies.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So basically, I beat that game, and then I went on to Dark Souls 2. Um, I was feeling pretty confident, but still, the PvP was the scariest. Everybody would invade
Mm.
left and right. And then I remember from Dark Souls 1 that there was this guy in his underwear. Like, I was the shit in PvP, but this guy was in his underwear, and he had nothing but, I don't remember, it was a dagger or something like that, and he would kill me. He would like invade my world, and then he would just kill me, and he kept doing it over and over and over because I had to do something. I had to get like a cat's ring. um
Mm-hmm. So you won't take
and then
falling damage or something?
yeah, and then this guy would chase me throughout the entire forest, and I was like literally hiding. I was hiding from this guy, hoping he would like give up and just like kill himself. But nah, this guy was the scariest, and that's what traumatized me. It's like you expect the guy with the heaviest armor to be, the toughest, that has the strongest defense, but when you have people running around in their underwear, those are the scariest people you gotta look out for, especially in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. Now, I don't know how it is in Dark Souls 3 because I haven't played yet,
Hmm.
but I've been so nervous just starting Dark Souls 3. That's why I have the game, I just never started it because I've been really nervous. And I was like, man, maybe I should just disconnect my internet so I don't get invaded. And I pray to God that these enemies are not as strong as they're supposed to be. But when I was looking at videos, like, man, everyone's just finding out ways to kick ass. And there's this guy I saw in Dark Souls 3. He had, was it the Thorn armor? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And he would just roll into the enemies and he would kill these people. And then I noticed that the PvP system has changed too. Like you can get invaded by I think red phantom, and then you can get invaded by purple phantoms, and then you can get invaded by I don't know gold people. It was like an all out brawl. So that's what made me sweat bullets. I was like, God damn, dude. One PvPer was scary enough, but now you got the whole world joining in, and I'm just trying to beat this level. So I have to mentally prepare for Dark Souls 3. And I know I got to beat that soon, so that way I can say I completed the entire series.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'd play that game offline. I didn't even want to mess with PvP. I played it a little bit in Dark Souls 3 because it was part of a trophy, and we all know I love trophies.
uh,
But you're right. It gets so tedious and so cheesy. And I just feel the encounters just take way too long. Because people want to be sneaky. And in Dark Souls 3, there's this. I don't know what it is, but there's this item that lets you turn into a background item. For example, you could
yeah, yep,
turn
stinky shit.
into a friggin' book or a pillar or something, and you could just hide and blend in with the background. So,
Yep.
yeah, man, more power to you for actually playing with the internet connected. I play all Souls games offline.
Yeah, I think I might have to start up Dark Souls 3 without the internet. But then I want to play with you guys, and in order for me to do that, I have to connect to the internet
Yeah,
to
but I
be able to
mean,
get
at
invaded.
least we could watch each
Oh,
other's
yeah.
backs, though.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
multiplayer in that game is definitely fun. I've only done it a couple times, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah, it is, especially when you have to ambush somebody.
Yeah,
It's even though it's 3 versus 1, it feels good killing that one
one
person.
person. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you. Dang, well that was
And
good, man. I feel.
yeah, I
Are your
think
palms
that
sweaty?
yeah, just thinking about playing that game is just making me sweat bullets. It's like remembering all of the times you die, you stack up so much of your currency only to die, and then you die again. Yeah. Oh, and here's another traumatizing area. Have you in Dark Souls 1, have you been to the dark area where there's a bunch of skeletons?
Um, I don't think so. Is that
Okay.
where? Wait, explain it a little bit more.
So when you start at the main bonfire in the middle of it's like a forest area, and
Yeah.
if you go left, there's a bunch of graves, and you go into that cave, there's a bunch of
Okay.
skeletons.
Yeah, I have been there.
Okay, so when you go all the way down past the boss down there, you go into a darker area where it's just pitch black. In order to walk, you must have a lamp. And in order to carry that lamp, you have to get rid of your shield. So you can't block. You have only your sword and a lamp. And if you want to block, you gotta switch the lamp off and which will turn off the lights and everything. And there was these scariest motherfuckers down there that there were huge giant skeleton warriors that were like crawling on four legs, and oh my god, you just have to inch your way praying that they're not going to hit you, because when you get too close they can one shot kill you. And that's what scared me was playing that level.
Uh
um just thinking about it just makes me sweat a lot.
huh.
And
Is there any boss in particular in any of the Souls games that stood out to you as just being the worst?
mm, in the Souls game, I would say I spent a lot of my time actually fighting the DLC for Dark Souls 1. I forgot was his name. I think it was Artorias. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like a blue knight.
Oh yeah, I never got that far, man.
Okay, so I think he's a DLC,
Uh-huh.
and his name is Artorias. Um, and he is super strong, but I had this pride of the 1v1 system, and I wanted to fight him fair and square. You know, people fight him with magic,
Uh-huh.
ranged weapons, and stuff like that. But me, I wanted to get close and personal, and I spent a really long time fighting this dude, just because I wanted to beat him 1v1. Um, Other than that, that was the one of the toughest bosses I fought because I spent most of my time just trying to fight that. Regarding bosses, I think the longest time I've ever spent was fighting the first knight. It's not even a boss. The first knight in Demon Souls. He kept whooping my ass. You know,
Wait,
there
is
are these.
this an NPC that you don't have to fight?
Yeah, yeah. I thought you just have to fight him. You know, you don't know better. You can. I didn't know you can just run past these guys, but no, like he was the first Dark Knight, and he kept killing me in one shot. It was so frustrating. I've never felt that much frustrating because you're used to playing games where everything is sort of beatable, but it gives you that competitiveness, you know?
Hmm.
But that game just says, "Fuck you. Here's here's a piece of stick. This is your weapon, and you gotta fight. You gotta fight the world with it." Oh, stressful as shit.
Oh man, that's so funny,
I
dude.
am sweating just thinking about all these games.
No,
Like, man,
I'm just remembering the hours I spent just completing one thing, you know. But that's the beauty about video games. We each tackle these problems in different ways, and I think you and I are similar where we're both stubborn. We just
yeah,
no matter what we have to beat. If I'm sitting here for 5 hours, I gotta beat this guy. You know, if I'm
yeah,
just dying over and over, losing all my experience, I don't care. As long as I beat it, then I'm good. And
yep,
once you do beat it, there's nothing. You're just sitting there by yourself. Just, yes, you know. But that's just the thing. I think I have a clip too from when I beat a boss. Maybe it was in Bloodborne that I spent a long time too. Of me when I fought him, and I just had this celebrated in my house. It was midnight on a weeknight, and immediately, right when I yelled, I knew I woke up someone in the house. I'll probably play it here. It's over here. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Give me the bonfire. Where's the bonfire at? I think I just woke up everybody in my house too.
oh, yeah.
Great times, dude. And I think that's just the beauty of video games. No matter how frustrating it gets, it's still in us to persevere and beat it. You know, that there's a life lesson hidden somewhere in there.
I think so too. If you
Yeah,
keep pursuing, and perseverance will, I don't know, give you life, give you life's apples and shit like that. So
yeah. Hopefully, in the future, gaming continues that. And speaking about the future of gaming, we're gonna continue our countdown to E3. So,
woo!
couple things this week. I think I said before we're 12 days out. Is that right?
Oh
Yeah, it's on the
yeah.
13th, and today's the first, so we're 12 days out from E3. It's coming quick, coming super quick. Um,
Oh yeah.
couple updates that I think are relevant to us. Final Fantasy VII development for that got moved from CyberConnect 2 to Square Enix. So we'll see you in 2050. Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, I was
That's not gonna be done anytime soon.
dang, yeah, 2025 or something like that. But yeah, I was looking up CyberConnect, and I guess those are the guys that made Naruto.
Yeah, and that's a good game. The artwork is great in that game. It's one of the smoother
Yeah,
fighting games too.
yeah, it was pretty good games. The combat system, I really enjoyed the combat system. It was like a 3D perspective over the shoulder, look and feel. But I wonder why they just really just said, "Oh, fuck you guys, we're gonna be going soloing this alone."
Maybe they weren't happy with the direction they were taking it, and it's such a important IP for them. You know, they didn't want anybody to mess it up. They wanted to be responsible for it. So I mean,
Shit.
there's a lot that could be behind that.
Yeah.
That's just the unfortunate news. We probably won't see much of it at E3 because of this. We probably won't see much of it in the next 10 years, to be honest. So this is just sad news. Sad news coming from E3.
Oh my god. Well,
Um,
it's gonna be in VR at that time. Final Fantasy. Oh, I
oh
wouldn't
my
mind playing
God,
that.
it's
That's
in
sweet.
3D. Oh, VR.
Oh my god, we're
Um,
50. Oh my god. What episode is this? 1 million? Oh shit.
it will be at that point. So, other than that, oh, press conferences. Sony's press conference on Monday. You and I are established PlayStation fans. I'm just joking. We love all video games, but
Yeah,
PlayStation,
yeah,
Sony
PlayStation and all. I
PlayStation
mean, all video
is
games. Yeah, yeah.
a little bit a hair above everybody else, at least for us. Um, they were selling tickets to the press conference here in San Diego, where we stay at, so you could watch it in a theater with all other fans. So it was going to be released May 31st or May 30th. It was May 30th, Tuesday, May 30th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Liars.
Come back to this page for a link. So everyone said, "Cool, we'll go there for a link." Clicked it, crashed. They use this website called GoFobo, which does, I think,
What is
advanced
even
screenings.
GoFobo?
Yeah, they
Is that
do.
what it is? Like a Fandango kind of thing?
I think they're a competitor, except they specialize in um,
Crashing.
specific. They specialize in advanced screening events, things other than movies, such as boxing. If you want to watch boxing in movie theaters, I know there's a
Golly.
market for that, or pay-per-view events, WrestleMania. If you want to watch that in a theater, you know, they specialize more in that. These exclusive events, not long-term releases or anything like that. Which is why Sony said, "Cool, we'll roll with you guys for the Sony events at all these movie theaters." Didn't exactly work out.
Yes.
GoFobo ended up trending on Twitter that Tuesday, not for any good reasons. Everybody was complaining.
That the potatoes weren't working.
Yeah,
The potato servers. Oh my god.
everybody essentially DDoSed GoFobo. Horrible. So they went, turned off their servers, turned it back on throughout the course of the night, and they didn't even announce when tickets would be available again. Nothing from Sony, nothing from GoFobo saying, "Oh, hey guys, our website's live. If you want to go click and grab these free tickets, then you're good to go."
Yeah.
Didn't announce anything. So suffice to say, we didn't get our tickets. It was horrible. It was a free event, and you got some free stuff with it, including some cards that we got from PlayStation Experience that we would have got too. So a little bit salty, but
A lot salty. I think I'm really a lot salty.
well, at
I'm
least
the ocean.
we'll still get to experience it, man. We'll still get to watch it. I mean, we can't be there in person due to obvious reasons. I think that is still more of a press event. But Sony's been
Yeah.
killing it. Sony has been killing it. They just have a pedigree of the past maybe 3 or 4 events that they've had have just been phenomenal. There's just a reason for you to stand up and just jump for joy at each one of the past 4 events. So hopefully they continue that tradition. Just kind of sucks. That whole experience kind of put a little damper on it, but ultimately I think it'll be good. Um, Something else I want to talk about is leaks. Now,
Mhm.
throughout the past week or two, we've had leaks of Assassin's Creed Origins, which is why I'm playing the games because that actually got announced. There's actually been some screenshots too coming out of that game. The
What is
Mario.
Assassin's Creed Origins going to be about? Is it going to be? You said it was Egyptian time or
I
something like that.
think so. The screenshot is somebody on a boat. So who knows? But I think it is going to be Greece, ancient Egypt, the Mediterranean, something like that. Who
Oh
knows? We'll see.
shit!
The fact that it exists is a leak alone, and that there's a screenshot floating out there. Um, Mario and the Rabbids from Rayman got released or got leaked.
Oh, they're from
I
Rayman.
think
That's
that's
what
where
I
they're
was
from.
wondering.
Yeah,
Really?
that got leaked.
They're
There's a
wow.
Bloodborne 2 screenshot out there somewhere.
What?
The
I wasn't
entire
aware of this.
the entire roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite got leaked out there. So the question is, are leaks good or bad for
Fuck
E3?
yeah, because it gives people hope.
You don't think it
It
would?
gives them
You don't think it would have
some.
been a better experience if you just sat down, watched it, and saw it for the first time? You would just be like that much more excited for it.
I think leaks are good and bad. For the good part, you have something to look forward to. You're getting excited. You can save your money and whatnot. But on the bad side is you start to get overhyped. You know, games that you think that is going to be really amazing, then you start seeing all of the extra info that these games are getting leaked, and you're like, oh, this game is going to be great. It's going to have XY characters and things like that. But then when you actually play the game, you're like, damn, I already seen it. I shouldn't have seen it, and stuff like that goes down.
I'm with you. I'm in the camp of leaks are good. Leaks are
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
the same reason that free samples are awesome. It gives you a taste. It doesn't give you the whole thing.
Yeah.
It gives you a taste of what's coming, and it gives you proof that at least it exists. Um, those expectations there afterward, that I think that's your own fault for painting too good of a picture of what you're expecting from this game. But just the fact that there's some rebel out there who's on the internet that works at these companies saying, "Hey, this exists," is amazing, and it makes it that much better. You look that much more forward to E3. You don't
I
have
don't,
to depend on rumors or anything like that. You have some concrete evidence, of things that are going on.
I've always wondered who does the leaking, who like actually goes out of their way and takes a snapshot, leaks it to the world without getting caught. Like, wouldn't you expect your entire staff who've been working on this game that one of them could be the culprit?
Probably, yeah. But I think in today's day and age of subterfuge and internet VPNs and all this stuff, people are more slick about it now.
Mm.
So, uh, and obviously it's not just somebody that works for the company. It's a fan of the game. If you're a fan of the game, you want to share as much information with other fans as possible, right?
Hmm.
And on the other side of the coin, leaks could be on purpose too, right?
Yeah,
Just to
I was
get
just thinking of that,
hype
like
ready
that
for the
marketing
game. Yeah,
strategy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, who knows? A lot of motivations behind it. Ultimately, I think leaks are good. Um, it has to be small though. It can't be everything. If it's everything, then that sucks. If it's a small bit of information that is later expanded upon at these big events like E3, PAX, all these events, that's cool with me. Just the fact that what didn't exist before now has a chance of existing to later get confirmed as something else is awesome. Keep the leaks coming, I say. Keep them coming.
So be a hacker. Be a hacker, my friend.
not even computer hacking. Go through and social hack. Get yourself a job at one of these companies. Let us know
That's
what's up.
cybersecurity, social engineering, my friend. So go pose as the president, walk in, and say, "I demand this to be released to the public."
Sheesh.
And there's people that do it. I
That's
think
true.
I would do it too.
That's the finesse right there, man. Well, yeah. So E3 is coming up. Still excited for that. 12 days. Oh man, so that's good. That was us, man. That was us for the week. Preview for next week. We're gonna talk about, I think,
Nachos.
my favorite game, maybe your favorite game.
I just got done talking about my favorite. Well,
Well,
knows. I may have another
we might
favorite
have a
game.
lot of favorite games.
Yeah. Yeah.
City of Heroes.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
The
I guess we can divide it into genres and that'd
ultimate
be,
of ultimate. Yeah, that's true. You could just have a favorite game in each genre, each console, or something like that.
yeah, no scary
But
games.
we will be talking City of Heroes next week. A game that was our entire teenage
Life.
years, man.
Yeah.
Until we were old enough to drink, essentially. We grew up with this game. But we're going too far into it. We'll get into it next week. Thank you, anybody, for listening. We will see you next week. We'll be that much closer to E3. Let's get some words of wisdom, Rick.
What? What? Hey, I don't have words of wisdom today.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.